Update on my Polish experience. I've come from Ukraine, came here in January, and then I went to Portugal for 2 months, then England for a month, and then back to LA for a month. And then I came back in July, Poland. First off, it's really hard to get an apartment in Warsaw. Actually, my Airbnb, which was about as big as a closet, was $4,000 a month. And that was for my first 2.5 weeks here. And then I luckily found an apartment, but I still had to pay the full amount, almost. Maybe subtracted $600. The owner subtracted $600 because I said I didn't like the Airbnb. Getting accommodation in Warsaw is a big hassle. It's really hard to get some, apparently. That's reputation. The landlords they're demanding 6 months in advance payment. Luckily, I had an older guy that owned the place, and I went through this little agency. I just typed in the name of the street I wanted, and because I was in an Airbnb in February of this year, so I know what this building was like. So I thought, I'd like to rent an apartment in this building, and I just typed in the street address, and I found a real estate agent that was actually showing this apartment here. So I took it immediately. As soon as I got it, I took it immediately. It's around $700. It was around $755, but the dollar has gone up, so yeah, the price has gone down like $100 because I'm paying in zloty, and zloty's been going down, dollar's been going up. So it turns out that for 3 months now I've been paying like $650, $680 instead of $755, so roughly $100. Now utilities are going up to like $50 per month. And it's a small apartment, just a studio flat. But biggest thing I didn't know was there's a family that lives above me. I think it's a 4-person family. I looked up at the balcony above me one day, and I realized that their balcony is like 5 times the size of mine. And I go, oh, that must be a really big apartment over there. And I've learned that there's a lot of people up there. Well, there's 2 adults that run around, and it sounds like thunder almost, this booming sound, and it goes right to the center of my ear. When they walk on the floor, they don't walk, they sort of pounce on the floor. They don't step across the floor, they jump across the floor. And so the kid bounces a ball for about 5 hours a day right on my head, some tennis ball or a basketball, and the kid just keeps bouncing the fucking ball on my head right above my bed. Unfortunately, his bedroom is right above mine, or his little play area. I guess a kid's not going to play in a playground. He wants to use the apartment as a playground, so there's nothing I can do about it. So it sort of sucks. Other than that, I haven't really warmed to this city yet. It's a big city. It's like New York. It's basically America with a Polish accent. Everyone speaks English. I'm taking 3 hours of Polish a week and doing about 2 hours of homework a week. And so I suppose at the end of a year I'll be decent in Polish, but then I'll probably leave anyway. I don't know if I'll stay. It's all part of this language student visa I got. That was the alternative to border hopping every 3 months, which I can do as an American citizen because of a treaty in 1991 with the United States. Americans can leave. There's a loophole in the Schengen rules, the 90, 180-day rule. So you can actually leave go directly outside of the Schengen, travel directly outside of the Schengen country to a non-Schengen country, and then come directly back. So essentially, I guess you just fly to London or some other non-Schengen country, stay 24 hours, and then you come back and reset your Schengen clock. You can do this indefinitely. But I elected to get the language student visa, which requires 3 classes per week. I don't know how this is going to work out because I don't have 3 classes per week, but I'm almost to the point of getting my residence permit. And whether they're going to check up that I take that Friday class, I don't know. I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know how long I can handle just doing 2 classes a week. I don't know. And predominantly, what are the pros? I guess the pros of living in Warsaw. Well, there's a lot of Ukrainian, Belarusian, and I think there's some Russian chicks here, but there's a lot of Ukrainian and Belarusian women here, and they're really good looking. And they seem to be much more appreciative and friendlier than the Polish women, or they never smile. It's like walking down the street in Spain. You know, the Spanish girls are taught to look down at the ground and not to look at strange men, because that's, or give an indicator of interest, because that's, you know, want to invite, open up any harassment or anything. I guess Spanish men will just jump right in. So modesty is part of the street behavior for women. Modesty as far as social cues. So one Catholic country, and I assume that's what Poland is like as well. But there's, I think, in a social situation such as a bar with alcohol, they're more open. And in a social circle, they're more open. But as far as strange men on the streets, I don't know. I can't really say. It's just that seems to be the vibe. Because I remember in Ukraine, I would walk down the street, and or at least in Odessa, and women are appreciative if you look at them, and they'd be looking at you. And went up to talk to a girl wasn't that big of a deal. And especially socially, they're much friendlier. Everyone's stressed out, like New York or Paris. So that's the update for today. Weather's getting colder. Sort of exhausting. You feel like going to bed by 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock because the sun's down anyway. Anyways, that's my update, and probably saving a lot of money. Thinking LA would cost $7,000 a month with the inflation. I think it's going to cost me like $2,000 a month here. I have some international health insurance, plus most expenses here are probably 60%, 50 to 60% lower. So at least I'll accomplish economizing. So that's the update, and talk to you later.